Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So today I want to talk about this lawsuit I came across concerning the STAAR test in Texas. But before we get into that, let's get a little background on the STAAR test from the past year or so. Which, by the way, if you don't know, the STAAR test is basically what determines if you move on to the next grade level or not at the end of the school year in the state of Texas. So to start this off, last year on June 19th, 2015, some legislation, House Bill 743, was passed that required the STAAR test to be shortened in order for it to be completed under 2 hours. Now, the new act was effective immediately upon that date, and as seen in the bill, applied to the upcoming 2015-2016 school year. Now, there were other controversies that just increased tensions against STAAR that school year. For example, some questions had no right answer, and the Education Testing Service, or ETS, who developed the exam, failed to notify every school. Other issues occurred, like the ETS sent books to the wrong schools. They misplaced completed tests, took a long time to send scores, some short answer essays were lowly scored, test day issues were never resolved, and even answers from the digital version of the test were found to be deleted, affecting about over 14,000 students, to where 5th and 8th graders were excluded from the STAAR requirements. The lack of transparency has even called for the current Education Commissioner, Mike Morath, to trash all the results and not just some. So after all these tensions, we began at May 2016, where 4 parents across the state sued the DEA for failing to comply with the 2-hour limit. Now, last fall, Commissioner Michael Williams gave himself this 1-year grace period, but since Morath is now in his position, it's technically his duty to uphold the act, which apparently he has not. The lawsuit has been filed in the Travis County District Court against the DEA and Mike Morath. The parents decided to sue after the state decided to only trash those affected computer exams that were stated previously. They claimed that the DEA had over 9 months to comply with the statute, but failed and therefore issued illegal assessments. Now, nowhere in the bill does it state a grace period, and in fact, it states it should be effective immediately. In turn, a parent advocating for test reform, Ben Becker, helped form the Committee to Stop STAAR, set up a website, and even a GoFundMe for the parents involved in the suit. And this is when things get a little more interesting. Before the suit, Becker would file public information requests to the DEA and ETS, requesting the data for how long students completed the STAAR, but constantly he would receive statements saying they didn't exist. So let's fast forward to August after the suit was filed, and they have their first court hearing. The state claimed that they had no standing, and therefore the case should be thrown out. Travis County District Court Judge Stephen Jelenowski, or not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, asked if the data existed, but the lawyers had no idea. And what happened several hours later after the hearing? Well, the data is released in 11 pages from the ETS to the DEA, which raised some suspicions coming after the court hearing. Luckily for the parents, Jelenowski announced the following Monday that he will allow the case to continue forward. Around September, Marlin Independent School District decided to hop aboard the lawsuit, being the first district on board with the plaintiffs. This was good news for Stop STAAR, but it seemed to be more complex than it seemed. Marlin ISD was a failing school district facing closure due to 4 years of low ratings and unimpressive STAAR scores. But it seems that after joining the lawsuit, this has prevented the DEA from closing the district, and instead, they took control of the district a few days later, allowing its existence to continue. Now, it seems that this was completely planned out by Marlin ISD. So, after all of this news, updates seem to stop on the lawsuit. Looking on the website, nothing has been posted since August 21st, and their Twitter account has been inactive since September. This raised some questions as to what happened to the existence of the suit and organization. Did they lose the case along the way, or is the state postponing it? So I decided to reach out to Stop STAAR regarding the status of their suit, and they actually replied. They said, "We are waiting on the appellate court. After we won jurisdiction, the state was able to appeal that jurisdiction and have the lower court case stayed from proceeding until a ruling on jurisdiction from the appellate court. We haven't updated too much because we literally don't know if this will be heard in weeks or months. The state is making every effort to not have this case heard." So it seems the case is still going on, but it's stuck in a sort of limbo state due to the appeal. Texas is seriously trying to throw this under the rug, it seems, and it might be working, with STAAR having basically nothing to update us on. This case seems to be quite interesting considering how test time data was just coincidentally released after the hearing that requested it, along with the Marlin ISD scandal and the appeal against the suit. But sadly, that marks the end of today's video, guys. So thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment about this suit, and I'll see you guys later.